second Vice District Governor-elect, Eric. If you please stand up. Our first Vice District Governor-elect, Claudia. Our District Governor-elect, Doug. They will be leading our team here in 4A1 next year, so we wish you the best of luck. There is a saying, where there's a need, there's a lion, and I really think that the Sonora Lions Club really fits that to a T. You know, your main fundraisers are things like your garden tool raffle, you have your cross-country run, but you also have an omelet breakfast and a lobster dinner and a pancake breakfast and that other dinner that I can't remember, Chapino, seafood. But all of those functions you had kind of made me hungry, and kind of reminds me of the story of Howard Kelly, because Howard Kelly was a poor boy that was working his way to paying for his education, and he was doing this by working door to door, selling things. And he was broke. And he decided that he was out there, and he decided that the next house that he went to, he was going to go ahead and ask for a meal. Well, when he went to knock on the door, a young lady came to the door, and he lost his nerve. Instead of asking for a meal, he asked for a glass of water. And so she left and came back, and she brought him a really tall glass of milk. She says, "You look pretty hungry." And so he said he drank it very, very slowly, and he said at the end of that, he said, "How much do I owe you for this?" And she said, "My mother taught me that you never charge for kindness," kind of what this Lions Club you have here does. Well, years later, that boy went on to get his education, and that same lady got sick, and they tried to fix her locally, but they couldn't do it, and so they called in a specialist from the big city. And in came Dr. Howard Kelly, and he came in and he looked at where she was from, recognized the city, went down to see her and recognized her right away as that same lady, and he was there dressed in his doctor's gown and he did the consultation, and he decided to really give this case extra amount of effort to make sure he could do that. He dedicated to overcoming that. And after a long struggle, the battle was won, and Dr. Howard Kelly requested that the business office send him the bill before it went on to the patient. And this lady was in her hospital room getting ready to get discharged, and she's thinking, how in the world am I ever going to pay for this bill? I've been in the hospital for weeks, and so she was very afraid when the bill came to her room. And she opened up it, and she looked at and written on the edge of the bill was a saying that said, "Paid in full with 1 glass of milk." And that's kind of what we do as Lions. We're there to help them. We don't need repayment. We're something to do something good. We partner with others in the community. And why do we partner with others in the community? Because we serve better together. We're stronger when we work together. And that lady was so happy. But it just so happens that kind of reminds me of our international president this year. Douglas Alexander from Brooklyn, New York. What a fantastic man. I know he's been into California a couple times. But his saying is, his motto is service from the heart. And he challenges us all to really connect with our communities through impassioned giving. He says, what makes us unique is that we never stop growing. Our door is always open, and it's an invitation to anybody who wants to join us. And service from the heart is really a call that has brought our community and service together. It's really what makes us together as Lions, and service is what we're all about. And President Alexander challenged us to stay focused on the community and on humanitarian support that we provide. When you think about it, service has been the glue that's held together Lions Clubs International since 1917. It's held together this club since 1922. And I believe that if we stay focused on serving our community and doing meaningful acts, we'll be relevant for many, many years to come. I went on the internet and I Googled service from the heart to see what would come up. Well, they came up with something that was from children that were ages 4 to 8, and they came and it was called, "What Does Love Mean?" And they asked that of these children, and here's the answers that they got. And Chrissy, age 6, says, "Love is when you go out to eat, and you give somebody most of your French fries without making them give them any of theirs." Terry, age 4, says, "Love is what makes you smile when you're tired." Nikki, age 6, says, if you want to learn to love better, you should start with a friend that you hate. Pretty intense. Marianne, age 4, has said, love is when your puppy licks your face even when you've left it alone all day. Lauren, age 4, says, I know my older sister loves me because she gives me all her old clothes and has to go out and buy new ones. Jessica, age 8, says, you know, you really shouldn't say I love you unless you really mean it. But if you mean it, you should say it more. People forget. And the final one, author and lecturer Leah Mascalia, once was asked to judge a contest to find the most caring child. And the winner was a 4-year-old child whose next door neighbor had lost his wife. And he was out there on his front patio, and the little boy went over there and crawled up in his lap and just sat there. And when he came back, his mother said, well, what did you say to him? And the little boy said, I didn't say nothing, I just helped him cry. That's what we do. We're there to help the community. We're there to make a difference. We're really there to change people's lives, touch their heart, and make a difference. We really thank you for all that this club is doing. So here we are at the Sonora Lions Club Centennial Celebration. But just because you're 100 years old does not guarantee your future. It doesn't guarantee it at all. You need to continue to provide meaningful service. You need to continue to develop and keep your members engaged. You need to continue to look for younger members. You need to continue to play a vital leadership role in the community. Let the community know what you're doing. This club does a great job. Continue to recruit members of all ages and continue to partner with other organizations and individuals for the greater good. Because if you do these things, the Sonora Lions Club will continue to be a vibrant force for years to come. You know, I originally shared this story at the International Convention when I came in Toronto in 2014. It's something that my wife and I, Joni, and I experienced while we were in Africa. We were at a very large, on a safari at a very large game preserve. And I have never seen so many animals in my life, all out in their natural habitat. And we saw hundreds of varieties from elephants to giraffes to baboons, herds of zebras. And we'd been out all day and we hadn't seen any lions. We could hear them in the distance, but we hadn't seen any. And being lions, we'd hoped to see some lions there. Well, it was getting late and we were heading back to camp. And we were driving along, and my wife happened to spot a lion laying down on the side of the road. And we drove over there within about 50 feet, and we parked. And it turned out it wasn't just one lion, it was 2 lions. There was a male and a female. And the male was courting the female. Now, he was rolling over and stretching and trying to get her attention, and he's making, you know, he'd occasionally roar, but he's really just making noise. But after we'd been watching them for about 10 minutes, you could tell that he was kind of agitated that we were interrupting whatever he had in mind. I'm not sure. But he looked right at us. He looked dead us in the eye as we're in that vehicle. And he roared. And he roared 6 or 7 times. And he didn't just roar. He roared with a purpose, and he roared with conviction. It was the cool of the evening. You could see the spit coming out of his mouth. That lion was worked up. And our guy said, let's get out of here. And that's what we did. There's a message here. As lions, we need to roar with purpose, and we need to roar with conviction. We need to tell the world who we are, what we do, and why they should join us or why they should support us. You know, really, it's a matter of action, and it's a matter of attitude. You know, if you want to feed the vulnerable populations, you can. You're a lion. If you want to educate the public on how to prevent and care for and combat diseases, you can. You're a lion. If you want to respond in times of disasters, you can. You're a lion. If you want to preserve our environment for future generations, you have that opportunity. If you want to launch our next decade of service, you can. You're a lion. If you want to make Sonora a better and safer place to live, you can. You're a lion. And if you want to change the life of a needy child, you can. You're a lion. You just need to dig down deep, deep within your heart and soul. Dig down deep, let it go, and roar like a lion. Tell the whole world we'll never stop trying. We are our Lions Club, we can't be denied. No, no, no. So dig down deep and strengthen the pride. Congratulations. Once again, Sonora Lions Club, 100 years of service, 100 years of making a difference. Thank you for all you're doing. Please keep it up. And please remember, with the right attitude and by working together, we can truly make dreams come true. After all, we're Lions. God bless you.